Bounty hunting is a complicated profession. I'm not going to elaborate on that, I just wanted to start the video with a very dramatic quote. Bounty hunters are one of the most popular character archetypes in Star Wars, and it's easy to see why. They always have the coolest weapons, equipment, armor, and most importantly, ships. I don't think anyone will argue that Slave One or the Razor Crest are two of the best designs in Star Wars. But Slave One and the Razor Crest are already taken, so what ship could you use? Let's take a look at some of the best ships to get into this line of work. I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and these are the best beginner bounty hunter ships. Any light freighter. Unless you're as famous and skilled as Boba Fett, you probably don't want a ship that will attract attention when it arrives on a planet. Fett can afford for his target to know he is there because there is little they can do to escape him. You and I don't have that luxury. Therefore, it would be wise to invest in a ship that will fit in anywhere, like a light freighter. There really isn't one particular model that stands out as the best, so that's really up to you. In addition to being so commonplace they're practically invisible, light freighters are also highly modular and customizable. You can easily reconfigure one to include holding cells for prisoners or even a portable carbon freezing chamber. If you decide to take on a teammate like some hunters do, nearly all light freighters have accommodations for multiple crew members. They are also the best choice if you like to collect and hoard equipment with plenty of storage space. ARC-170. Normally I wouldn't recommend a starfighter for bounty hunting, but it's been done before. Din Djarin, Cad Bane, Bossk, IG-88, and more have all used starfighters at some point in their careers. However, most who use one end up like Riot Mar, destroyed by someone with a bigger and more capable ship. Still, there are a few starfighters that could make good bounty hunting vessels. One such ship is the ARC-170. Remove the controls from the tail gunner seat to turn it into a holding cell, and turn the co-pilot's seat into a storage space, and you have a very nice bounty hunting machine. If you have a bit more mechanical skill, you could perhaps hollow out the space in and under the co-pilot's seat and turn it into a very small living quarters so you can sleep in hyperspace. This will be very difficult, but go a long way towards making this a ship you can live in and build your career around. The ARC-170 is also an excellent choice because of its advanced reconnaissance sensors, which you can use to search for targets from a long range. The only potential problems are that maintenance for such an advanced starfighter could be complicated for a single person, and it might be hard to get one. Still, if you can get your hands on one, it would make an exceptional bounty hunting ship. I didn't want to make it its own entry, but you could do the same thing with the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing also has the benefits of carrying ion cannons and ion torpedoes, which you can use to disable any ships your quarry may try to use to escape. The Y-Wing would be far easier to get than the ARC-170 as well. It was not uncommon to find working Y-Wings in used ship lots, and the Rebellion was even able to acquire them in bulk from various sources. With one less seat, it does have less space you can use to store your belongings, but perhaps you could convert the bomb bay into storage instead. New Class Attack Shuttle. Another excellent Republic ship for bounty hunting is the New Class Attack Shuttle. These rugged transports would be easy to find at salvage yards and surplus outlets. The shuttle's cabin offers enough space for several small holding cells and perhaps even a very small living space. It is very well armed by default, and with 4 weapon hardpoints it should be easy to swap some out for whatever will suit your needs, such as ion cannons. It lacks ordnance launchers to deploy tracking devices or ion torpedoes, but not every bounty hunter uses those. You may also like its larger sibling, the Rho-Class cargo shuttle. This ship is almost identical to the new, but the main hull is extended by 5 or so meters to give you a considerable amount of extra space. It also had a dorsal wing for greater atmospheric flight stability and heat dissipation, but most importantly it had magnetic clamps on the bottom to carry a wide variety of modules. You could install several cells or a carbon freezing chamber in a cargo module, and drop it off at a secure location while you use the ship to hunt for bounties. Then when the cargo box is full, you take it back to the Bounty Hunters Guild or your client for a huge payday all at once. Another possibility is the new and Rho's even bigger sibling, the Omicron, but it has less storage space than the other two and was built in very limited numbers. Sheathipede. This may seem like an unusually luxurious choice for a bounty hunter, but a Sheathipede shuttle might make for a great bounty hunting vehicle. There are many variants to choose from, which you can learn about by watching my video on the Sheathipede, but any of them should work fine. The standard Sheathipede will only have room for 1 or 2 bounties, but its reputation as being a ship for wealthy merchants could get you in the door with rich customers willing to pay big bucks per bounty. If you aren't convinced, there are a couple of cargo-based options in the Sheathipede family that could work better for you. The Sheathipede Type B has an extended hull that could be converted into several internal cells, or the Utilipede can carry 3 large external cargo containers that could be made into cells if you really don't want to interact with your prisoners. Gozanti Cruiser. The last ship on our list is the Gozanti Cruiser. This ship is quite a bit bigger than what most bounty hunters use, but that just lets you go after bigger bounties. The Gozanti was designed for more defense than offense, but with some modifications to provide faster engines and bigger guns, it would make a great ship for going after targets that will have people coming after them when they are captured, such as crime lords like Jabba the Hutt or Dryden Voss. If the Gozanti is almost impervious to pirates trying to steal its cargo, then it should also be impenetrable to gangsters looking to rescue their boss as well. It requires a crew of 12, so you will need to gather a few co-workers, but if you're going after the big fish, the paydays should be more than enough to pay their salaries too. There are several models of Gozanti to choose from. I had the original version in mind, but the Imperial version could be great as well. This version has 4 docking tubes to carry starfighters, which could be very useful to you in your pursuit of very powerful bounties. Of course, carrying your own starfighter squadron is closer to mercenary territory than bounty hunter, but that's splitting hairs. Regardless of what version you choose, the Gozanti does strain the idea of a beginner bounty hunter ship, but at least it's very common and easy to get. And those are my top 5 picks for the best beginner bounty hunter ships. Let me know which one was your favorite, or what else I should have included in the comments. I tried to limit the list to things that would be relatively easy for a new bounty hunter to get their hands on, but you may not need such restrictions. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. RFC, out.